we'll see how it goes. Brandon French definitely is an intriguing player to watch. He's a bit unorthodox, so very risky, loves to chirp, so if they get on a run, it could be very interesting to see how Brandon kind of fires himself up here and talks some smack. And a little bit cheeky there, so he's a shot maker, as we know. Brandon French can be a ton of fun to watch. It was a nice little drop there. 0-0-2. And some nice play from Rachel Recker to try and stay into that point, but just couldn't reset that last one. And a good spot there from Brandon French. Gets a side out at 0-2. Okay, and as we saw in our first match of the day, kind of the strategy against a really strong mixed player like that is just try and hit down James's line. Brandon placed his third in a nice spot to James's backhand, and they're trying to drop the ball also soft to him. Keep him out of the middle if you can. But you can't make errors like that. And the ball goes under. Brandon French, not a player that we see at every PPA Tour tournament. I believe he's still working full-time, but living in the Dallas area. He's been probably the top player in Dallas for a couple of years right now. And not a lot of players would go for a shot like that, but a nice ball there from Brandon French. Rachel doing a good job early of handling some of James' attacks. Not blocking that ball, she's trying to counter a little bit. Yeah, great counter there from Rachel. That's how you have to do it, folks. 1-2. Rachel playing really well early. Her hands are looking good. That was a nice little drop. 2-2. Ooh. Clean third shot drive lands in from Brandon French. And had an opportunity there to put that one home. Rachel Recker, not really known for her power and putaways, and just missed that one. 3-2-2. Beautiful there. of the first dinking rallies of the match goes to Rohrabacher and Ignatowicz. Rachel now with the ball at 2-4-1. I believe that's the second missed return from Rachel. And a nice lead there from Brandon. That ball looked like it might land in, just sails out. So good job of letting that one go. Oh, that's tough. When you get chances like that to put away the ball, you have to do it against a team like Rohrabacher and Ignatowicz. One thing I've noticed early with James, and players just playing across the country, more international tournaments, you're not just going to see the same players team up at every single event. You're going to have multiple partners. So I think a lot of the pros, some nice aggression there from James Ignatowicz, but I think a lot of the pros are starting to think long term, and I've got to find more people to play with at all these tournaments throughout the year. And that's tough. Rachel missed another return there. Her third of the game, 8-4. Been talking to the pros a lot on site these past few tournaments, trying to get intel about who they're going to play with next year. It's always really interesting to see when they're going to start to lock up different partners, and a lot of these players are not really set yet for next year, so everybody's still kind of testing out the waters. And that was definitely Brandon's ball, but I think Rachel maybe slid over to try and take that one, but caused a little bit of confusion. So ball goes back to Rachel Rohrabacher at 8-4. Oh, so good there from Brandon French. Have to let him control the middle if you can. And Rachel doing a good job of not blocking those attacks from James. So she's playing straight away with James Ignatowicz, and you have to counter it to stay in those firefights at this level. And maybe that was an inch or two out. It was very, very close. It did look out to me, so it's 5-8. And a beautiful third shot drop there from Rachel Redger, and Brandon French plays it right and speeds up the fifth shot. A well-placed forehand attack, so it's 6-8. Big time forehand attack there from Rachel Rohrabacher. She has a huge forehand and flashes it there. So good. I think right now we're just seeing Brandon French kind of guess right. Another guess. Looks like he has great hands, but he's just really anticipating where Rachel and James are going to go with that ball. 8-7-1. And a nice overhead from Rachel, put away. We've got a close game here in game number 1. Big side out, so it's 7-8-1. All right, and 9-7-1. And we'll have a game point here for Rohrabacher and Anatowicz. I know a lot of pickleball fans are going to say James and Rachel, not used to seeing this duo, and it is a first-time partnership. Oh. Rachel with the biggest smile I've ever seen after losing a game point. But real calm and just load up one of those match cards that you see, and you can go to head-to-head and see their all-time stats. And it's really more James's style. So if he can get a forehand third and drive the ball and continue to be aggressive on his fifths, it's going to be a recipe for success, not only in this match, but throughout the day for them. Great touch there from Brandon French. He could patent that shot. That is a shot that he has perfected. Side out at 0-2-1. I think Rachel may be unsure what to do with that ball. It looked like a ball she might have been able to attack, but she tries to volley it and misses it short. I think when James Ignatowicz is standing across from you on the net and you have an attackable ball, sometimes it causes a little bit of hesitancy. And I think James and Rachel are starting to get into a little bit of a groove here. Rachel's looking very comfortable in those dinking rallies. She's starting to read kind of where James is going to be on the court. And sometimes it takes a game or two for these first-time partnerships that have never played together on tour to kind of find their rhythm. And that's just a beautiful lob there from Rachel Retger. If you can change the eye level occasionally throughout the match, will really help them. That was a great lob from Rachel Retger. But when you're trying to focus the returns away from a specific player, like she's trying to work that ball to Rachel, it may be generating a little bit more of inconsistency on some of her returns. She's missed a couple in this match. Throughout the day here as we enter, getting close to the round of 16, just one upset so far. Milan Rain, Noe Cliff defeated Zane and Jade Kawamoto, so a big win there. Shout out Milan Rain and Noe Cliff. And during game one, Brandon was able to reset most balls like that, but comes up short there. Gosh, and you can see how good Rachel's counterattacks can be when she gets a ball to her forehand side. That one's a little bit elevated. Great shot from Rachel Rohrabacher, 5-0. And Brandon's lob was way too shallow, but James missed the overhead. Retger serving in 0-5.
Now they need more time, but they get 15 minutes in between matches. It should be 15 minutes. Yep, all good. Yep, thank you.
And that's a tough speed up there, you know, the net's 36 inches on the side. Ball's playing pretty soft on this court, and Rachel really going for an attack there, but clips the top of the net, sails out, so 6-1 here. James really taking a lot off his forehand drive on that shot. I'm not sure if he was just trying to take some pace off the ball, trying to make it dip over the net, but I'm used to seeing him really crank those forehand thirds. Kind of like that, if he misses it short. What a counter from Rohrabacher there. Great hands throughout this match. All right, it's 8-4. James Gnanowicz. Really well-placed attack there from Brandon French. That is a tough shot, and he places it down James Gnanowicz's line. You're going to see a lot of teams try and play James there throughout the day. And another missed return. She's had a couple throughout this match. Just missing them into the net. 9-4. And Brandon kind of started that firefight. He was ready with the counters, but hands are too good from James and Rachel, so it's a match point, 10-4. Another missed return, so tough game 2 for them. James Gnanowicz and Rachel Rohrabacher